In a serene forest near the foot of the Himalayas, there existed an ancient Buddhist monastery known for its teachings on mind control and inner peace. Among the monks living there were two disciples, Ananda and Gautam, who had been under the guidance of the wise and revered Master Dhyan. Ananda was a disciplined monk, known for his unwavering focus and calm demeanor. Gautam, on the other hand, was passionate, but often found his thoughts wandering. He was easily disturbed by the noise of the outside world and struggled to maintain control over his mind. One day, Master Dhyan called Ananda and Gautam to his chambers. "Tomorrow, I will send you both on a journey through the dense forest," he said. "This journey will test your understanding of the teachings and your control over your minds. Remember, the mind is like a monkey, always jumping from one branch of thought to another. It is your task to tame this monkey." The next morning, with a simple meal and a walking staff, Ananda and Gautam set out on their journey. The path was winding and filled with challenges, from steep hills to thick underbrush. Ananda walked steadily, his mind focused on his breath, while Gautam found himself distracted by every rustling leaf and chirping bird. As the day wore on, they came across a river that was flowing gently yet steadily. Master Dhyan had instructed them to cross it and continue on the other side. Ananda carefully found his way across the stepping stones without hesitation. Gautam, however, was unsure. The sound of the flowing water, the slippery stones, and the fear of falling into the river occupied his mind. He hesitated with each step, his mind filled with anxiety. Once they both crossed the river, they sat down to rest. Ananda looked peaceful, his thoughts as calm as the water they had just crossed. Gautam, however, was agitated. "How do you remain so composed, Ananda? Every sound, every movement distracts me. My mind is never at peace," Gautam confessed. Ananda smiled gently and said, "Brother, Master Dhyan often reminds us that the mind is like the river we just crossed. When the river is disturbed, it becomes murky and we cannot see the bottom. But when it is still, the water becomes clear and the depths are revealed. To control the mind, we must first allow it to settle, like the river." "But how?" asked Gautam, eager to learn. "Whenever I try to calm my mind, it seems to resist even more." "By focusing on the present moment," replied Ananda. "When we dwell on the past or worry about the future, the mind becomes like a turbulent river. But when we concentrate on what is happening right now, the mind finds peace. During our walk, I focused on my breath and the sensation of my feet touching the ground. This kept my mind anchored in the present." Gautam nodded, trying to absorb Ananda's words. The two monks continued their journey until they reached a small village where they were to spend the night. As they entered the village, they saw a beautiful young woman standing by the side of the road. She needed help crossing a muddy path. Without hesitation, Ananda walked over, lifted the woman, and carried her across the mud. He then set her down and continued walking without a word. Gautam was shocked by Ananda's action. Monks were supposed to avoid physical contact with women, yet Ananda had not hesitated. Throughout the night, Gautam's mind was in turmoil. He couldn't understand how Ananda could so calmly break the rules of their order. His thoughts raced, questioning everything he had learned. The next morning, Gautam confronted Ananda. "How could you do that? We are monks. You broke our sacred rule by touching that woman." Ananda looked at Gautam with a serene smile. "Brother, I carried that woman across the path and set her down. But it seems you are still carrying her in your mind." Gautam was taken aback by these words. Ananda continued, "Mind control is not just about focusing on the present moment, but also about letting go of what no longer serves us. Holding on to thoughts, judgments, or emotions is like carrying unnecessary baggage. It weighs down the mind and keeps it from finding peace. I helped the woman because it was the compassionate thing to do. Once the task was done, I let it go. But you, Gautam, have carried it with you, allowing it to disturb your mind." Gautam realized the profound truth in Ananda's words. He understood that true mind control was not just about taming the mind in the moment, but also about releasing it from the chains of unnecessary thoughts and emotions. When they returned to the monastery, Master Dhyan greeted them with a knowing smile. Gautam bowed deeply before him. "Master, I have learned that the true challenge of mind control is to not only tame the mind, but also to free it from the burdens we create. Master Dhyan nodded. Indeed, Gautam. The mind is like a mirror. It reflects what we hold on to. If we hold on to fear, anger, or attachment, the mirror becomes clouded. But when we let go, the mind reflects our true nature, peaceful, compassionate, and free. From that day forward, Gautam practiced not only the art of concentration, but also the wisdom of letting go. He learned that mastering the mind was a lifelong journey, one that required both discipline and compassion. And in this way, Gautam found the inner peace he had long sought.